If you can implement these 7 habits into your life this summer, your finances is gonna go like this. It's literally gonna increase for the better and you're gonna become a completely different version of yourself. But even if you're missing just one, you're gonna fall off completely. The first habit is questioning every purchase. This is what's gonna build that discipline and help you stop spending money impulsively. Because before you buy anything, you gotta ask yourself, is this gonna improve my life and help me get to the person that I wanna be? Or is this just gonna entertain me and make me feel good in the moment? If you can just answer that question honestly, that's literally the difference between buying a $200 pair of shoes and stacking and investing that $200. Because this gives you more control with your spending, because yeah, it might be something coming up that you wanna buy. It might be a new pair of shoes that you wanna buy. GTA 6 when it come out, you might wanna buy that. But you gotta think and ask yourself, is this just gonna entertain me? Is this gonna keep me stuck? Or is me spending this money gonna help me get to the next level? Or even if you just have to spend the money, it's like, what else can I spend the money on? Instead of buying these shoes, let me invest in a course. Let me invest in this mentorship. Let me buy this ebook. Let me invest in myself and just put the money to the side so I can flip it. Or you can just stack the money up. Let me just put this in my savings account. Let me just take it out of the bank and just stack the cash up. But when you ask yourself, does spending this money do anything positive for me? Does it help me or does it hinder me? I'm telling you, that's gonna keep money in your pocket, because once you realize that a lot of the stuff that you're trying to buy, you don't need or it's not helping you get better, you're gonna stop buying those things. You have to get in the habit of getting money and not just instantly being willing to spend it. Because when you think before you spend, it's gonna take your discipline financially to a completely different level. The second habit is giving your money a purpose. I mean, every single dollar. This is why I tell you what I do when I get my check, 10% of it automatically comes to me before rent, car note, car insurance, any of that other type of stuff, groceries, whatever. 10% automatically comes to me. So the rest of the money, this is why I tell you want to have an income split. So the goal and the objective that you want to have is 50, 30, 20. 50% for bills, then you got 30% for your expenses, and then 20% for your savings and investments. Now, that's just the goal that you want to have. Your numbers may look a little bit different, but at the end of the day, every time that you get a check, you should know where percentages is going. You should know that half of it, I'm gonna put, okay, if I got a $2,000 check, 1,000 of it, I'm gonna put into my account for my bills. Then about 300 of that, I'm gonna save that up and I'm gonna put that strictly towards my expenses. That's gonna be my groceries, my haircut, you know what I'm saying, putting gas in my car, etc. Then another $200 or another whatever, however much you wanna put, I'm gonna save the rest of that. I'm gonna take a percentage out and I'm gonna pay myself first, and then I'm gonna flip the rest and put it in my high yield savings account. But at the end of the day, you wanna have a purpose and a place for all your dollars to go. I'm talking about every dollar down to the last penny. Because if not, you just gonna spend. Then when you done spending everything that you want to spend, you're going to try to save the rest. But what if it's not nothing left over? There's been plenty of times where I just had all my money hit my checking account and I didn't have multiple banking accounts. So every time I got my check, I would just spend. And I wouldn't be paying myself first at all, because it wouldn't be no money left over. So I would pay bills, then I would just go out here and spend money on food. I would eat out, get a haircut. I'll probably go on a date. I'll buy some weed. Like, I'm buying all this different stuff. Then when there's something left over, I might save like $50. And what's that really gonna do in the grand scheme of things? Not that much. But when you can simply give each dollar a job, now you know how much you're gonna have left over to spend. You know how much you're paying yourself. You know how much going to your bills, and you know how much going to your expenses, which gives you a system. So now when you have a system, you don't have to guess and stress when you get your check, because you already know where everything is going. Number 3 is to separate your wants from needs. Now this piggybacks off point number 2, but it simply means that you have to have your expenses and your bills separated. This is something that I just got into this year, because for the longest, I thought expenses was just everything that you spend money on. I'm gonna be completely honest. But the key difference here is bills is something that you paying, your necessities, your needs. That's your rent, that's your car note, your car insurance. You get what I'm saying? Those different type of things, like your electric bill. All those things that you're paying every single month, your phone bill, that goes into a bills category. Expenses is gas in your car, groceries, you getting your haircut. Those are things that go into the expense category. Those are things that you buy after you pay your bills. But if you have those things combined together, you may be paying for the groceries and you might spend too much on groceries, or you might spend too much on your haircut, or whatever the case may be. Not knowing that some of that money was still supposed to go to your bills, and now you're gonna run out of money somewhere. So once I literally started to split my money up and separate my wants from my needs, I literally had a clear eye view with my finances, so I could see where all the money was going, how much I was spending on the bills, how much I was spending on the expenses. Because once you can separate the two, you see how much you truly are spending on just the wants. Because this is what allowed me to realize how much money I was spending on food, which had me delete my DoorDash subscription, I almost delete the app off my phone because I was like, man, I'm spending way too much money on food every single month. Let me cut this number down. So let me start buying groceries instead of eating out 3-4 times a week. Because when you have these numbers together, you don't truly know how much money you're spending on things that you need to survive versus how much you're spending on things that you just want. But once you can break the two apart, that's what's going to help you create that financial freedom gap so that you realize how much money you need to make just to sustain your life and how much you actually spend it on things that just help you maintain your life, if that makes sense. The next habit is to cut back on monthly subscriptions. Now, this is one thing that I need to cut back on myself, but this could be anything that you're paying money on. Like I said, this could be your DoorDash subscription. This could be Uber Eats. You get what I'm saying? This could be Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, all those different type of things. Literally your Amazon subscription where you ordering stuff. If you're not using it, you need to deactivate the subscription because that's miscellaneous money that's just leaking out of your account every single month and you're not even keeping track of this. Like all my subscriptions are like business needs, like all my content needs. Like one of my subscriptions is ChatGPT, another one is Canva, another one is CapCut, another one is Opus Clip. Like all of my subscriptions are things that I use for content and business purposes only. Like I got a Netflix subscription, but that's actually included in my phone bill, so I don't really count that as one. So really the main one that I had to delete was my DoorDash, my DashPass subscription, because I was paying $9.99 a month just so I could, you know what I'm saying, have the extra perks on DoorDash or whatever. Really, it's a scam. But when you don't know what you're spending money on in your subscriptions every single month, that miscellaneous money that's leaking out your account, you could be stacking, you could be saving, you could be flipping. We all been there where you leave your card unlocked on accident and Apple take your last $10. But what subscription are you paying for? Like Apple always taking our last $10, but what subscription is that money going to? A lot of those things, when you go back and look at it, it's like, dang, I'm still paying for this, I'm still paying for that. You don't even be watching all these different platforms and streaming services that you are subscribed to. So literally cut back on the subscription because those are reoccurring things that you're paying for every single month. And yeah, it might be $10 here, $20 here, $30 here, but when you got 12 subscriptions, that stuff starts to add up. So how can we cut back on subscriptions each and every month so that you keep more money in your pocket and only focus on the things that you actually need or that you actually using on a consistent basis? The next habit is buying back your time. So an aspect of buying back your time could literally be you buying meal prep services instead of you going to the grocery store and cooking your own food. So the time that you're using going to the grocery store, coming home, putting the groceries up, cooking your food, that could be time that you actually using to create content and work on your business or work on your side hustle or work extra overtime at your job. So one thing that I'm doing to buy back my time is monetizing this channel through ad revenue and through digital products. So what I'm doing is I'm sacrificing my 5 to 9. When I get off work, it's not time to just come home, doom scroll and just take a nap and watch TV. Now I'm gonna make this content. On the weekends, I'm doing the same thing. So instead of me going to my job and working overtime, I'll just lock in and sacrifice that time to make more content so that I can stay ahead. Because I record videos every single day, but I'm not recording and posting the same videos on the same day. So I'm a day ahead. So sacrificing that over time is gonna compound and give me some of my time back. So once I'm actually making money consistently from the side hustle, I'll go part-time with my job, which will give me more time to put into the business. So you just have to figure out the things that you're doing that consume a lot of your time and figure out how you can get that time back. So it's not just about buying this thing and buying that thing. Like, how can we focus on buying things or investing in things that's actually gonna give us more time back so we can focus on stuff that's actually gonna move the needle forward? Because once I have enough money built up to the side and I have a nice emergency fund, it's gonna make sense for me to go part-time so that way I can double down on what's working for the business and make more money. The next habit, now this is very important. Like if you made it this far in the video, drop a like down below, drop a comment and let me know that you made it this far. But this is literally maintaining your lifestyle. Maintaining it, not increasing your lifestyle, but maintaining your lifestyle. I'm telling you, bro, take it from me. When you start making more money, that does not mean start spending more money, especially start picking up new bills. Like it's one thing to just, okay, you spending more money on food because you're going out more, you know what I'm saying? You're making more money, so you're eating out more and stuff like that. But adding bills because you're making more money, that's dumb. Like, okay, now I'm finna go trade my car and I'm finna go get me a sports car. Now once my lease up, I'm finna get me a bigger apartment. Like that type of stuff is dumb. Because that's giving you less and less and less freedom simply because you want to stimulate your ego. Like you don't need a bigger crib. You don't need a nicer and faster car. Like yes, those things are cool to have, but from a financial standpoint, does it really make sense for you to invest in those things? Probably not. So as you working your 9 to 5, as you building up your side hustle, keep your lifestyle maintained. Don't be thinking about getting new bills. Pay your phone bill off pay your phone off and then just keep using the phone, pay it off. My phone been paid off for some time now. Like I could easily have upgraded, got the iPhone 17. I don't care about that because I'm not gonna pay for another phone when my phone is already paid off and it's completely fine. I don't have no car note, I don't have no car insurance, my car is paid off. So I'm not thinking about, okay, well, if I stack up a 10, if I stack up 20 bands, I'm gonna go put a down payment on the car. No, that's dumb. I don't want a car note. I don't wanna be paying car insurance. When my lease is up at the end of the year, I'm getting a cheaper crib. Because although, yes, I can afford this, I don't want to be paying this much just for a crib. I would want to be paying less so that extra money, I can have more freedom with it. I can invest it, I can flip it, or I can simply just stack it. But at least it's not leaking out into rent payments or bill payments, etc. Another way that you can increase your finances, I'm going to be completely honest, is get into a relationship. Because you as a man, when you get a girl into your life, you want to start doing nice things for her, and she holding you down. You want to do nice things for her. You want to take her on dates. You know what I'm saying? Birthdays, holidays, all that type of stuff adds up. So you might be in a phase in your life where you don't need to get into a relationship right now because that's another bill. Let's just call a spade a spade. Let's just keep it a stack. You might need to stay down and lock in and just, you know what I'm saying, date around and stuff like that. And if the time comes, yeah, you can settle down. But making that a priority or making that something that you just trying to go out here and do, settle down because you're making more money, or since you are making more money, you think it makes sense, it may not be the best idea. So when you're making more money, or even when you're just in the process of making more money, keep your expenses at a minimum. Maintain your lifestyle. Don't increase the lifestyle. I'm telling you, this is going to be the one thing. This is probably the most important point because this is what keeps freedom. Freedom does not necessarily mean earning more. It means how much money do you have left over after you pay for your bills, after you pay for your expenses, what's left over. The more that you can increase that, what's left over after you pay for everything, that's the real freedom. So you can have freedom at 3K a month. You can have freedom at 5K a month. You don't need to be making 10, 20, 30K a month just to have freedom. The lower your expenses is, the more freedom you're gonna have. And then the last habit is to choose freedom over convenience. See, a lot of habits start not because they're expensive, not because they're just inherently bad, but just simply because it's so convenient for you to pick these habits up that you don't realize how much it's costing you financially. For me, this was DoorDashing every single day. I wasn't tracking my finances, so I didn't factor in like literally how much money I was spending every single week or every single month on DoorDash. I just thought that it was convenient because I wasn't cooking, or if I didn't feel like cooking, I could just go ahead and order me something. It was the same thing with weed. Like, I knew deep down inside that I don't have to smoke weed every single day. It was just convenient. It was just routine. It was just a habit. But from a financial standpoint, I realized that if I want to get to the next level financially, I'm going to have to cut back on buying food out, and I'm going to have to cut back on weed. The same thing with just buying like clothes and shoes and stuff like that. I don't do a lot of shopping and stuff like that because I'm just not in a phase, in a season right now where it makes sense for me to be doing that financially. Like, yes, it's convenient. It's easy. Like, we got fast snow. We got one-day shipping. It's easy for me to spend money. But I understand if I'm thinking long term, just because things are convenient doesn't necessarily mean that I need to do it or need to spend the money on it. So whatever that is for you, that could be buying shoes, that could be buying clothes, that could be buying a new game, that could be going on dates. Whatever it is that's convenient for you right now, buying the alcohol, buying the weed, whatever those convenient things are, you have to cut some of those things off and think long term. I'm not saying that you have to cut them off forever. I'm just saying for a period of time for you to get to the next level and build that discipline and build that foundation, some things gonna have to go. Some things you're gonna have to say no to. Some people you're gonna have to cut off simply because they're not helping you get to the next level, or the habits are not helping you get to the next level, so they have to go. Because you cannot take the baggage with you to the next level and think that you're gonna go up. No, you're just gonna maintain what you got going on right now. So if you truly want to get to the next level financially, every last one of these habits are important. You don't just need one without the other. You need to combine every last one of them if you want to truly get yourself to that next level financially. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure that you hit the description and the pinned comments to get access to the $500 blueprint, which is the digital product, the ebook that I just dropped for y'all, helping you make your first $500 online. I love y'all. I'm gone.